Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for such a warm introduction, Lisa. So we are all staring at our screens right now, and we do this a lot. This is sort of part of our daily life. So as I'm talking to you about it, I want you to remember that that is exactly what you're doing right now, everything that I'm going to be sharing. So I am going to do a screen share here. And the title of this talk is Beauty versus Blue Light, Inside and Out. So obviously, we want our skin to be in great condition. It's prime real estate, so to speak. But what's also important is the beauty of our eyes and our eyesight and our ability to see ourselves and see other people and see the world. And I think I've become a host, so I'm not sure what to do with. I have a waiting room thing. I'm just pointing that out. There's somebody in the waiting room.
No worries. Don't worry about it, Charlyn. We got it.
In my family, macular degeneration is pretty common. My grandmother had it. She was almost blind by the time she was in her mid 60s. So it's something that I've been really concerned about, and I've always sort of tried to take care of my body and my eyes in particular. So I was really excited when the eye formula came out from Nu Skin, and I'm just going to tell a little story about it. I went to my eye doctor appointment, but my doctor had left the practice and I was with a new doctor. And he examined my eyes, he looked at all my information, and then he kicked back his chair and he said, "You have extremely healthy eyes, like right down to the macula of your eyes." And I look at eyes all day and I rarely see eyes that are this healthy. How do you do that? And I said, "Well, antioxidants, of course." And he said, "Well, I do antioxidants. What do you mean?" And I said, "I measure them." And I explained what the biophotonic scanner was, and he went straight to his computer in his practice and looked up the biophotonic scanner right there and asked to be scanned. Now, he's been scanned twice, and he scanned in pretty high, but he's very competitive, so he wants to get higher and higher. He scanned in at 70,000, then he scanned in at 90,000. So just so you know, you are a living example even to professionals in your life when you use these products. And eye formula is the real deal. So Nu Skin, it's part of the innovation of addressing the sources of aging. And when you expose your eyes to blue light, you age your eyes. Your eyes age faster. So this supplement eye formula cannot be underestimated. So this is from my website, my site, through Nu Skin. And I put these two products together, and I just thought I'd point that out to you guys, that I used a bundle and called it blue light protection inside out. So it's a really good price for eye formula, I have to say. That's 2 months worth of eye formula. Plus you combine it with the skincare, and it creates a conversation when I can just have that on my phone and show it to people, or on my computer, or with you. So I think, a little confused about what blue light is, because we think that blue light is something, because we can see it as blue, we think that that's that's all there is. But actually, blue light is part of an invisible and visible kind of light. And I was really interested in this topic, so I was happy to research it a little bit. And I'm going to try to move to the next slide. So what is blue light? It is high energy visible blue light, like you see on electronics. And I'm actually going to have to hide these things because I can't read my own slide. Hold on a second. Oh, shoot. Oh, well. I'm blocking my own slide. I can't get my arrow to close my thing. Anyway, you guys can see it, I'm hoping. Just understand that the HEV lights from the electronic devices and from the sun, when they're combined with other light rays, we have an inherent protection from it, from blue light, which is missing in these devices. So sunlight has blue light, computers, TVs, lights, cell phones, tablets, all that. But sunlight contains other light rays that protect our eyes. So curiously, the media doesn't talk about the aging of the eyes. They talk about crow's feet. They don't talk about the eyes themselves. So bear with me, it's a little bit geeky, but our eyes are exposed to a variety of visible and sometimes invisible light rays that have biological effects. The health effects of light, blue light, as well as invisible ultraviolet light and near infrared light have not been clearly understood until recently. Now they're doing a lot of studies because nobody ever really looked at what artificial light, the lights you turn on in your house, and these lights, they never thought about how those lights would affect our bodies. They really were only looking at the effect of brightness and how they facilitated us seeing in darker environments. So they really didn't look how it affected the body. As I mentioned earlier, we have a natural defense to blue light when it's combined with near infrared light. But when that light is subtracted in artificial lights, we lack the protection. We don't have a natural defense. And sunlight can be very healing to us. It can even be healing to our eyes. But blue light, without that combination of other rays, can be very damaging to the eyes. HEEV light is also very powerful stimulus, and they've studied a lot how it disrupts our sleep and our mitochondrial activity. If we have our phones near us or the light turns on while we're sleeping, it will wake us up. So these are things that were being talked about a lot in the media. So I'm not going to go too much into them, but this is kind of just to give you an understanding of why this blue light from these devices is different from the light from the sun. Right, back here. The good news is that sunlight is our main source of blue light, and we're protected because of the other rays. Being outdoors during the day we get most of our natural light, and when we build our eyesight sharpness as well with natural light rays outside, especially, pretty much conclusively. It can make us feel better. It can give us increased energy. It obviously manufactures vitamin D. You guys probably know that. In its balanced form, blue light from the sun helps our bodies determine the daytime by the detection of light and when it's time to sleep. And so artificial lights, as you already probably know from the media coverage, really impact our ability to know when to go to sleep, like to know when we're actually sleepy. We might be tired, but we can't gauge our sleepiness because of this artificial light. Blue light exposure during the daytime hours helps to maintain our circadian rhythm, our appetite even, our energy, mood, libido, hello, vitality. Blue light also boosts alertness. Like if you're sitting at your computer, you can go outside and you can get a breath of fresh air, but you're not only getting the air, you're really getting that light that's going to really turn on brain cells. It helps your memory, cognitive function, and elevates your mood. In fact, blue light therapy is now used to treat seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, a type of depression that's related to changes in seasons. The bad news is that many man-made indoor sources of blue light include fluorescent, energy-efficient LED lighting. Oops, I dropped an M there, but it's most notably LED light bulbs, computer display screens, electronic notebooks, smartphones, which have a significant amount of HEV light. The amount of blue light that these devices emit is only a fraction of that by the sun. However, again, without those other rays, it can be very damaging. So where does eye formula come into this equation? Eye formula creates a barrier that protects your macula, and it does that by using two ingredients. So I've just left this graphic here, and I've cited the website Science of Light, and I think that I paraphrase, but I credit them completely for the content that I put in here about light, because it was the clearest website that talked about it and also gave you a really good idea of what it is and a way of articulating it to other people, which I think is important. So it's just a summation to be mindful that daily LED light exposure, staring at your television, computer, tablet, like we're doing right now, or phone, or before going to bed, is having a negative impact on our health, our eyesight, and our skin, which we'll get to a little bit later. So enter eye formula. And eye formula has two antioxidants in it taken from the marigold flower, plant, and root. These two are, and I said, well, hey, we don't eat marigold. So how did they know the sources for marigolds? And when I spoke with product support, and they basically identified, and that's scan certified, I'll get back to that. I thought I knew how to say it, zeaxanthin and lutein. These two ingredients are present in tomatoes, they're present in a lot of vegetables, but you'd have to eat pounds of these vegetables in order to get enough of these antioxidants. And so when they source them in the marigold flower, it made it so much easier to just, and they're using the whole plant. They don't have to take it, they don't have to, they're using a reduction and extracting the ingredients whole as a phytonutrient from the plants. And that's why they use the marigold flower. Let's go back really quickly. So these beautiful flowers are what contribute the two antioxidants in the eye formula. And it's scanner certified, meaning that when you take eye formula, which I think is the best price point for a scanner certified product, which means if you get a baseline reading of your antioxidant level through your skin with the scanner. And if you have questions about the scanner, please talk to your upline or call the company. And then you measure it later, and they have a scanner money back guarantee. If your scan score doesn't go up, as I mentioned, my eye doctor came in pretty high, you have to have a minimum of 50,000 on the scanner in order to have enough antioxidants in your body registered through the organ of your skin to be in what's called an anabolic state, meaning your body is actually repairing itself in the same time that it's being exposed to oxidative stress. So there's a building up and a breaking down, and there's an anabolic state and a catabolic state. When you're in a catabolic state, you're aging or breaking down faster than when you are in an anabolic state where you're actually keeping up with. And that's really the whole point of taking supplements, is to get ingredients like from this marigold, which is perfectly digestible to us. We're just not going to eat marigold flowers. Cows eat marigold flowers, I think. All right. So I've got this brief video from Nu Skin, and we're going to play it.
Our eyes are constantly exposed to blue light, which can damage them over time. Without the proper nutrition, our eyes have a hard time filtering blue light. Even colored sunglasses or screen protectors, represented by the dye in this water, can't fully protect our eyes. However, a daily serving of Pharmanex eye formula supplies our eyes with the nutrition required to help shield them from blue light and support overall eye health. Protect your eyes from the inside out.
That is a really compelling demonstration, and I've seen it done live at convention and at the Innovation Center, where they take a capsule from a bottle, put it in the vial, and shake it up. And it physically blocks blue light from getting to your macula. And that is really important. And I want you guys to understand that this video was provided to me through Dropbox by the company by calling product support. So you can get it and use it. And I think you should. It's harder to do it from YouTube. But that really demonstrates very clearly. There, you know, we're sold a lot of these glasses that claim to block blue light, but really what they're doing is filtering blue light. What you're getting from the eye formula is, according to Lars at product support that I spoke to, you're getting a fat soluble carotenoid profile from these two ingredients that block 90%. They provide 90% of blue light protection. That's really stunning. And I've looked around, I really don't see any other formula that has that simple ingredient profile, simple explanation, and the difference is demonstrated in that the vial, just physically shining blue light through the capsule ingredients. So those two ingredients, and you can get them from tomatoes, but you'd have to eat about 20 pounds. So let's talk a little bit. Does anybody have any questions, or do we save that for the end, Lisa? Keep going. Okay. So what does this have to do with our skin? Because our skin is an organ. It manufactures vitamin D3. It does all kinds of things. It is our barrier. It is the external organ that helps us interact with the world. And when you have blue light exposure that is not mixed with that near infrared light, your skin becomes very dull. It becomes flat. You can see this with people who, they call it pasty. You sit too long. But that pastiness with the introduction of the electronic devices, and I'm privy to the fact that I knew pasty people before electronic devices. This pastiness is different. You can see it as blotchiness. You can see it as it's a dullness that almost makes the skin look translucent, and not in a good way. Like you can see through people's skin because of the skin is not getting the nourishment of that full light profile from the sun. It's getting a lot of blue light without those ingredients. So Nu Skin created they reformulated what's called the Nutricential skincare line, which was it's an affordable sort of pharmacy priced skincare line, and those prices have pretty much remained. And they reformulated it to answer the stressors that we're dealing with. And they didn't specifically design it to shield from blue light, but that is actually what it ended up doing because of the ingredients that they included in it. And the stuff smells great. Each product has its own sort of texture, and I just love this line. I'm really in love with this line. And they have, just on a sales note, they have the Mother's Day special with the sample kit that you can get right now to share with people, and I really highly recommend it. Just sold my last one. So they designed the product line with your skin has a mind of its own, meaning this is not the bioadaptive quality doesn't mean it's just good sunscreen. It actually means that these products will adapt to your environment, meaning when you put these products on, and let's say you're using the hydration kit, which I'll talk a little bit about later. If you're using the hydration ingredients inside your home, and then you go outside and then you get into your car. And if you're in Las Vegas, you're going from hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. You're going to all these different environments, dry, sometimes a little bit. I mean, if you're in Los Angeles or California or Nevada, you're living in a very dry environment. So the ingredients they used were to adapt. So you could go from your office and go to your car and go outside for lunch, and the ingredients actually adapt as you are exposed to those different environmental stressors. And that's a really amazing goal, I guess, to come up with. And it's very unique in the industry. And it does give your skin a mind of its own. It gives your skin a partnership with your skincare products that is adaptable to your lifestyle. That's different from just, I slap some sunscreen on and it's going to moisturize me all day. You might have oily skin, but you're going to need moisture if you're sitting in a very dry office environment or air conditioning. I highly recommend that you look at Nutricential's overview with Lisa Barnes on YouTube. She goes through an explanation very much in detail about each ingredient. And after seeing her presentation, I realized it's already available. She does a great job. Go and see it. This is just to give you that as a resource. So I highly recommend that you do that. It's on YouTube. The ingredients were selected for their ability to adapt to unique circumstances, as I explained, that change from day to day. And the blue light production, or the fact protection, typo, the blue light protection was only part of the effectiveness. And the reason it protects you from blue light is, for example, one of the main ingredients is called the resurrection plant. And the resurrection plant, if you watch Lisa's video, she gives a really good demonstration of what this plant does. Basically, this plant lives in incredibly dry environments, and as it gets drier and drier, it shrivels up and it looks like just a dead lump of dead plant. But if you just put a few drops of water on this plant, and I mean a few drops, doesn't need a lot, within 4 or 5 hours, it's completely hydrated. So that ingredient is in this product line. That ingredient is going to do the same thing. When you are in a dry environment, that ingredient is going to draw moisture into your skin. So it's a real intelligence. This is available on the website. This is a product explanation, and it kind of gives you how to use the products. You use a cleanser, you use a toner, a serum. And I do want to add a little note about CellTrack serum, which reformulated in this line is amazing. So if you haven't tried it, just try it on half of your face. Just put it on half of the right side of your face for a couple of days, and you will see a real difference in your skin texture, the quality of your skin, the moisture level of your skin. Can't say enough good things about it. On the product page for each product in the Nutricentials line, there's a product information page. And what was pointed out to me is that this purple box is on every one of those pages. And this is a really important thing for you to note when you're sharing these products with people, so that they know that they can get a little bit of this information each time and they don't have to read every single bullet point. That's why they put it prominently on each product information page. So that's just a resource for you guys, so you can find so that you can explain very clearly what Nutricentials, what the Nutricentials line is. And basically everything that I've been saying, it was framed by this purple box, and it's on every page. So if you need a quick tutorial, just go in and you can look at the ingredients, which are here, what powers this line, and where to find that purple box. Because people need simple, right? It also works with all ethnicities and skin types. So we have essentially 3 packages, but when they're combined with the Lumi Spa, which is a page I forgot to put in here, but site, you'll given a page and you will see how they've created even more multiple packages with the Lumi Spa, because it has 3 attachments and it can really take care of any skin texture and any skin type. So the hydration kit is probably one of the most popular, especially here in Los Angeles, because it's so dry. And the creamy hydrating lotion, or creamy cleansing lotion, it's a staple. It's been around a long time, but this reformulation is even better. If you have any propensity for dry skin, you must try at least this creamy cleansing lotion, because it's so amazing. It smells incredible too. Then there's Clear and Balanced, which can really help if you have oily skin, or if you're prone to, and again, the pairing with the Lumi Spa actually identifies specifically oily skin. What's unique about the bioadaptive line is that they don't identify and break skin categories down to normal combination, dry and oily, the way we're used to, because we're all a little bit of a combination of several things going on. So the adaptability is indicated if you're a little on the dry side, but sometimes you're going to need more or less moisture, they adapt to you. So Clear and Balanced is for a little more acne, a little more oily. And the Gentle and Calm is if you have skin that has, sort of a reaction, like, oh, I don't use that kind of skincare because I have a reaction to it. Gentle and Calm, and all of the ingredients in this particular package are, especially the Celtrex serum, I have found that it works with all skin types, all ages and stages, with very few. I mean, I've never experienced anybody having an adverse reaction to it. So you have people test the product on the inside of their wrist and leave it there for about 10 minutes. And then they'll know if it's going to have an effect, especially if they're going to put it around their eyes. And that's that.